SRF Ninja here from soreelflix.com. And guess what? I'm showing off the rest of my Kung Fu collection, or should I say my Asian film collection. And in this portion, I'm going to show off some of my Shaw Brother films. And from what I can see, it's going to be in 3 parts, just for my Shaw Brothers, because I have a ton. Why not wear my brand new 36 style shirt, representing Shaw Brother film, one of my favorites, the 5 Deadly Venoms. As you can see, it's a great shirt. I love it. Poison Clan rocks the world. Don't be jealous. Go buy one. All right, let's get down to it. And speaking of, 5 Deadly Venoms, let's get into the Venom Mob. Those guys, I enjoyed all their films. So I'm going to get down into their next film. And if you've already seen my last film, I already showed some Shaw Brother films that were in the Dragon Dynasty collection, which was included in the 5 Deadly Venoms, but we're getting into some other stuff here, not Dragon Dynasties. Okay, first up from the Venoms, Shaolin Rescuers. Very great film. Highly enjoyed it. Just like I highly enjoy most of her films. I think there's just one I didn't really like that much, but all of them I enjoyed, including this one. Great film, as you can see. I got the old school edition of it, and I think this is highly enjoyable. Who doesn't like Shaolin Rescuers? Okay, next up from the Venoms again, Chinese Super Ninja. Ninja, awesome film, not just because it has ninja in it. Awesome film, and it has the Venom Mob in it, which is, your Lo Ming and your Chan Wei Man and so forth. You got so many other people in this. Overall, it's a fun, awesome film with great weapons, great hand-to-hand combat, highly enjoyable. If you can find any of these, you gotta have them all in your collection. Next up, Chinatown Kid. One of my favorite actors from Shaw Brothers is Lo Ming. As you can see him. Chinatown Kid also has Alexander Fuxing in it, which I have a ton of his films as well. Shaw Brother all-star and died at a very early age. Anyways, this film, awesome film, just like all of them. Next up, Mask Avenger. Come on now. Awesome film, great action, mostly all weapons, but hey, still very enjoyable. And of course, it has a lot of my favorite actors in it. Next up, 10 Tigers from Kwantung. Awesome film. I think a lot of people will recommend this one. A great film. Of course, it also stars not just some of the Venoms, but Tilung, Fuxing, and of course, Lo Ming and Sun Chen. Some of my favorites. And a lot of these films are directed by Chang Chi. Classic. Gotta have it. Next up, Invincible. Shaolin. Awesome film. Again, another Venom film. This one stars a little bit more of the Venoms in it, which is about 6 guys from the Venom Mob, so fans will categorize them. Anyways, one of my favorites. This is a really good film. Next up, a highly enjoyable film, one that has been talked plenty about. Kid with the Golden Arms. Just like the Toad, he can't be pierced by weapons. Think just his arms though. But anyways, awesome film, great film. Some people may not like it, but I highly enjoy it. It has an ultimate good guy in it, as always. He never plays a bad guy. Anyways, awesome film. It has a lot of the Venom Mob in it. I think most of them are in here, actually. And directed by Chang Chi. Good film, gotta pick it up. And here comes another one I highly enjoy. Flag of Iron. Awesome film, great film. It's got some great videography on this. I highly enjoyed it. Great action, of course. Got some hand-to-hand, some flying acrobatics, and a lot of weapons. Next up, Brave Archer Part 1. Awesome film. Of course, I think there's 4 parts of this. I don't have them here. It'll be in Part B, the rest of these films. Anyways, awesome film. I highly enjoy it. I think the main star is not one of the Venoms, though. It's Alexander Fuxing. But this is, I don't know why this stars a lot of the Venoms as well. They put this in the Venom category. Next up, a hard film for me to find, so I had to buy it from another person who made them. The Magnificent Ruffians. Awesome film, great hand-to-hand combat, highly enjoyable. And as you can see, he stars most of the Venoms. Next up, not really considered a Venom film, but it stars a few of them, few of the guys. Shanghai 13. Some people would put this in the Venom category, as I did. I don't know why. It does feature some of the guys, and it's an okay film. It's not the greatest. Next up, a very good film, Killer Army. Great hand-to-hand action, and I highly enjoyed it. Next up, my least favorite Venom movie of all time, 9 Demons. Just didn't get into it. More mystical, more evil type stuff, Wuxia and all that other stuff. And I wasn't into the black magic sort of thing that was involved because I'm so used to the hand-to-hand action and fast pace and acrobatics and without mixed with vampires and whatnot or whatever's in here. But anyways, okay, not great. Okay, that's it for the Venom Mob. Now we're going into some Gordon Liu Shaw Brother films. As you know, I've already spoke about some of his other films that weren't involved in Shaw Brothers. Okay, first up, Fist of the White Lotus. Very good film. Very, very good film. Gotta have this in your collection. Very awesome, great action. Must have. Next up, Challenge of the Masters. Boom. Very awesome film, and it features Gordon Liu with some hair. Great film. Gotta have it in your collection. And speaking of Gordon Liu with some hair, Dirty Ho. Very cool film. This is a very different role for Gordon Liu. It's like more serious in here, and I highly enjoyed it. Next up, Instructors of Death. Gordon Liu film again. A bunch of them. Awesome film. I think Gordon Liu is a teacher in this, and he's teaching these kids. And I think he's playing Wong Fang Hung, a character that's been portrayed plenty of times in martial art films. Next up, Treasure Hunters. This is a pretty cool film. They're not the greatest, but I enjoyed it. Gordon Liu playing a monk. He's playing like a senior monk. Next up, Legendary Weapons of China. Awesome film. Highly enjoyed it. It's got that tournament style fighting in it, I guess. And I highly enjoyed it. Gotta pick it up. Okay, that's it for Gordon Liu. Let's get up into my Image Entertainment films. Intimate Confessions of a Chinese Courtesan. It's an okay film. I enjoyed it. Stars Lily Ho. She's cool. I love her. And I think it's a cool film. Next up is probably one of my least favorite Shaw Brother films. The Killer Snakes. Not very good. Doesn't look good. It's not remastered or anything, and the story's not that fun. I mean, there are some parts I enjoy. It's not really there's no action in it at all. It's not an action film. It's more of a horror film. Next up, speaking of horror, there's some horror in this. Bat Without Wings. This is an okay film. I enjoyed it. Starring Derek Yee. He's in a couple films I've seen before. I thought it was cool. It's more of a swordplay film. Next up, way different from Shaw Brother films. This is a different type of action. Power Rangers? Well, this is sort of like it. Super Inframan. Actually, this is a decent film. I would give it a mediocre review, maybe a 3.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. Brought back some Power Ranger stuff for me. Okay, next up. This is another decent film, I thought. Vengeance is a Golden Blade. It's not hand-to-hand action, more of a swordplay film. And I highly enjoyed it. And it stars Chen Ping, which I enjoy. I think you should pick it up. Next up, Wandering Swordsman. I actually highly enjoyed this. Why? Because of David Chang. Right there. David Chang. Come on now. Next up, Magnificent Trio. Boom. This is actually a cool film. It stars Jimmy Wang Yu, Lo Lee. Come on now, the ultimate bad guy, but I think he's playing a good guy in this. Right there, look at that. But of course, got, one of the first action stars from Shaw Brothers, Jimmy Wang Yu in it. And you gotta have it. Awesome film. Anything with Jimmy Wang Yu, you gotta have, I feel. Anyways, next up, Thunderbolt Fist. This is a decent film. It's more of a Chinese versus Japanese thing again. Like you'll see in some other films. It's kind of got that Jet Li Fearless kind of plot to it. Overall, it's a cool film. I thought it was decent, and if you can find it, try to pick it up. Next up, a decent film, The Shadow Whip, starring Chang Pei Pei, of course, which I highly enjoyed, and I thought the film was mediocre. I thought it was decent. Next up, The Shadow Boxer, awesome film. I highly enjoyed this. It's got some great hand-to-hand action in it. And again, it stars Yoon. You know who the martial arts director is? Yu Wung Ping. What did I say about that guy, huh? And I thought this guy did a really good job. Chen Wu Fu, that's his name, as it shows on the back. I thought he did a highly enjoyable job. Getting down to my Tokyo Shock films. We got here, we got a 2-pack here. We got Heroes 2 and The Master. Both of them. Very good film, and both of them you gotta have in your collection. They have some great action and great actors playing in these films. Chen Quan Tai, Fu Xing. Come on now. The Master stars also Chen Quan Tai. Gotta have him in your collection. He's a great action star. Now, I highly enjoy him. Here he is right here. Chen Quan Tai. Also, Alexander Fu Xing. Come on now. Next up, Lion vs. Lion. Got some cool action in it, and I thought it was highly enjoyable. Next up, Iron Bodyguard. Great action film right here. I highly enjoyed it, not just because Chen Quan Tai's in it. It's a great action film, and if you can find it, pick it up. Next up, speaking of 9 demons, but more highly enjoyable, Black Magic. This is a decent film, okay film. And it stars T. Lung in it, one of my favorites. And I thought it was okay. But the sequel, it's not really a sequel, has the same title, Black Magic 2. Awesome film. Still stars T. Lung in it. He's not playing the same character, but he's still the good guy. But it's all about black magic and stuff like that. But what I really enjoy about this is the score. The music was really awesome in this. I don't know why, I just really enjoyed it. Next up, here's some We'll Go USA DVDs here. I got a 4-pack here. This pack here has the heroic ones, the Battle Wizard, the Duel of the Century, 2 Champions of Shaolin. 2 Champions of Shaolins, gotta have that in your collection. The heroic ones, gotta have that in your collection. The other 2 are good films as well, but just not as good as the other 2. But if you can find this box set, gotta pick it up. All 4 films are a must-have. Next up, Swordsman of the Enchantress. This is kind of a hard film to find. Not a lot of people know about it. It's got Lily Lee and T. Lung in it. It's more of a sword play film, and I enjoyed it, actually. It's a decent film. Next up, Duel of Fists. Boom. Cool film. I enjoyed it. Not all that great, but it's still a good film, and it stars T. Lung. He's a Thai Chinese boxer, and as you can see right there, it's a decent film, though. Not the greatest. Next up, Legend of the Bat. Again, T. Lung. He's in a shitload of films, but this film is awesome. A lot of sword combat, and it's got some hand-to-hand combat. I enjoyed it. Next up, The Web of Death. This is actually a pretty cool film. I highly enjoyed it. It's got Lo Lee in it, playing the ultimate bad guy as always. And it's got some weird stuff in there, but it's like mystical type things, but I highly enjoyed it. If you like see a guy spinning webs and stuff like that, not like Spider-Man, but hey, enjoyable film. I enjoyed it. Pick it up if you can find it. Next up, Death Duel. Boom! And it stars Derek Yee. Remember that guy who I thought was a good guy? Yep, here he is again. And a great film. If you can find it, pick it up. Next up, getting down to my Funimation collection. We got here Return of the Bastard Swordsman. Highly enjoyable. It's got some great action, but it's pretty funny as well. It's got some great dubbing in it. Funny. Gotta have it. Next up, Lady Hermit, the one that a lot of people talk about when I was researching films of Shaw Brothers. And great film starring Ching Pei Pei, Lo Lee again, and you gotta have this. Look at that. She'll kick your ass. Next up, Hong Kong Godfather. It's an okay film, but what I really like, it stars my man Beardy in it. Awesome film. Got some cool action in it. More of a modern day piece, trying to be like, kind of gangster-like. Here's one that's really crazy. Bastard Swordsman. Gotta have it. This is the first one of the one I showed you before. And again, very crazy film. I highly enjoyed it just because of this guy. Look at that. I like the artwork on this. Very cool film. Gotta have it. Here comes Soul of the Sword. It's a decent film, starring T. Lung in it. And again, if all Shaw Brother films that have kung fu in them, gotta have it. Next up, Sword of Swords, starring Jimmy Wang Yu. What did I say about that guy? Gotta have all his films. And again, this is a great film, more sword combat in it, but a very good film. And last film that I'm showing you for part A is The Supreme Swordsman. Highly enjoyable film. I enjoyed it a lot. And again, this stars Derek Yee. Remember that guy? And I feel you should have this one in your collection. Awesome film. Alright guys, thanks for viewing part A of my Shaw Brothers film collection. Of my Asian film collection, I should say, overall. Come back again at a later date to see part B of my Shaw Brothers film collection. Alright guys, thanks for viewing. Check out all the links below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to check out soreelflix.com. I do giveaways every now and again. Anyway, guys, thanks for viewing. Ninja out.